You know how it feels to not be able to provide for your son. These powers are a part of us.
Sis, you protected me like you always do.
It's a matter of life and death. If the five of us are together, we can stop this.
You're asking for too much.
Hey, you're not listening to me.
I can't lose you. Just think about all the lives that you could save.
The only life I'm trying to save is yours.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Spin Rack. I'm here with my boy Petey. Say what's up, Petey?
What's going on, y'all?
Yo, today we're going to be talking about that hit Netflix show, Supacell. Supacell.
It's great. It's a great show.
It's a Brit superhero show, basically, right? And
it's similar to Heroes or Alpha, but the difference is that they don't have a mentor. If you look at the X-Men, and X-Men have a Professor X. This one, in Heroes, they had the guy with the horn-rimmed glasses, and then they also had, I forget the name of the mentor and the human mentor in Alphas. But this one has just the people with powers, and they had to figure a way to, the leader of them, had to figure a way to, what was it?
get together.
Yeah, Michael, the guy who's able to transfer through time, he has to pull these guys together. But ultimately, we start to see just.
So why does Michael want to pull this team together?
Well, ultimately, there's these people that don't know that they have powers, right? But there's a hint of a secret society where this woman who has powers trying to escape, but she gets killed, right? So we're introduced to Michael. He's with his girlfriend. He's pretty close to getting married. He's in love with her. And then we slowly get introduced to other characters. And we have,
We have Dion. No, we have.
We had to talk about Taser. We had to talk about
Taser.
Taser because he's a street dude, and he was planning on having this big fight, but he gets cut, and it's a surprise that he's supposed to have this gang war, but ultimately his people run and he gets cut.
Yeah.
So as you were saying, Dion, who's like that's his girlfriend.
Yeah, but he's central because Michael basically he goes into the future like you just said.
But we're not getting to, we're going through the characters, right?
Okay.
So we have Sabrina, who's living with her sister, and she is, basically we go through the power. So Michael has the power to go through time, he can stop time, all these time-related powers.
He can jump from place to place.
The next, Taser is as a person goes invisible, which is, he finds it a great want for being in a gang and a jukester. He can go invisible. And
so this is very different from U.S. type of stuff because in U.S. everybody uses a gun, but in England they're using the knives because guns are so strictly regulated over there.
So then we also have Rodney, who's kind of a poor man's drug dealer. He's struggling to sell the weed, and one of the days he surprisingly finds out that he has super speed and he travels to Ireland. And
Scotland.
He goes to Scotland? Okay, so he goes to Scotland, and then ultimately he started utilizing his speed to, actually make money selling drugs.
Yeah, 5 minutes.
We have Sabrina, who's kind of our Jean Grey. She has a telekinetic power, but her story is based around her and her sister. Sabrina's a nurse, and I'm not sure what our sister does, but she likes to party and have fun. And then we also have, who else does we have in here?
Andre,
who's like the super strength, right? So ultimately, as Michael goes through these events where he goes to the wrong town with tasers in there, and he actually gets killed. So is the story over? No, we have kind of a rollback, but he does it unconsciously. But then he goes back to his life like this didn't happen. He gets engaged with his wife. He's having a moment, and obviously everything superhero related, or kids related, almost have like a puberty-like action. That something happens to trigger the power. So he's about to have this, sex with his girlfriend, and he's sent to this dark future where he sees all of these people we just talked about, and he sees himself. And they said, what, you're here? And he pulls him aside and said, hey, you can reverse all of this. But to make him believe it, he sees his girlfriend Dion in the tombstone. So he has his mission that he has to gather these people he just saw, gets all the names, and he gives them a date. If you stop this before then, make this deal, you can stop her from dying. That's all you have to do. So basically he goes in and he fails miserably. Every time he goes up to them, none of them want to join his team, right? They all got.
But they don't know him, so that's why I say he's trying to bring them together. He's literally trying to first find them.
Yeah, but ultimately you wouldn't. If I didn't know Mars and I tried to say, hey, we got to save the world, he would say no. He got time. He got stuff to do with his wife and family.
If you say no, if you say you want to save the world, I'll say, can we do the opposite? That's what I'll say.
Okay, here we go. We're down the drain already. So ultimately, they keep running into each other, and they keep slowly using their powers separately. Like Andre using his strength, but he's trying to keep being able to connect with his son, but he can't keep
because he's broke, has no job.
But he hasn't done anything. He by mistake takes money out of ATM, and then he's chilling for a while. But he doesn't do anything with the power after that. The drug dealer makes money off of there. Taser's trying to jukes people. And what's her name? Not Dion. Sabrina. She kind of just uses it to protect her sister because she's constantly finding men that want to backhand her and treat her terribly. But at the same time, when she saves us from one guy, they actually run into another person with superpowers. So now there's people that are out there with superpowers. They don't know. But then there's also, when we look to the dark future, there's guys with these masks on, and they look like these kind of druid type characters that kind of take people to this portal, right? And we don't know where that portal goes, but we still had the opening where we saw this secret society thing, right? But then we slowly, as Dion is going on, she's supposed to be the girl that's just supposed to be protected. She starts doing a whole investigation, and she starts realizing that people have been taken away, but the families know that they're taken away. They're almost like these people that have been got by taken advantage of by the Tinder swindler, are these people that like act like they're agents and they tell a girl to stay in the basement for years and then they take all their money. They're getting information, they're talking to their loved one, but they can't connect to them, you know? So they've gone missing, but sometimes they hear from them. So there's no real APB out on them. So it's all this intricate plot that you got to get into, that you have to watch. There's great new talent that I haven't seen before. And they get into season 2. The 6 episodes went very too quick. Mars got mad at me because he was watching. He was like, why is it only 6 episodes? This makes no sense. But they're going to get a season 2. Hopefully they'll get more episodes. Ratman somehow did everything in this project. Like, he's going to be making, well, when he does the next TV, he's going to be like, it's like, you ever see the Bugs Bunny, the sharpshooter slasher? What's your occupation? Sharpshooter slasher. Name, sharpshooter slasher. It's like, created by Ratman, written by Ratman, directed by Ratman. So ultimately, he's got something good on his hands. And with all of the international entertainment that's on Netflix, this is definitely up there with the stuff that's been fun that I like. What else? What other thoughts you have, or any plot lines you want to go through?
So I mean, one of the things is that how do they get their powers, right? And so they're basically saying, or they're hinting that it's because of sickle cell anemia.
Well, the opposite of it.
Yeah. So people who have it, you know. So we see like Tasers. Was it Tasers? This young girl who had sickle cell. Who was it? I mean, Michael's mother has sickle cell, and she goes to this clinic, and they're treating her for it. And what we're basically doing, what we've seen is that it could be a lot of these guys have relations that could bring back the power of.
Well, they have like a lineage or like a gene to have sickle cell, but then the opposite of it is a supercell.
But the question is, why is it manifesting now? Has it always been manifesting? You know, who knows about it? And so those are probably going to be some of the things that are picked up in the 2nd season. But I mean, it was a great show. It was fast-paced. It's well done. It's interesting. Every episode, you were intrigued about what's going on. You like the characters. Disney probably should take a listen to this. You know what I'm trying to say? You know, if you have a character with the power that comes out, You have to be interested in the characters. If the characters aren't written in such a way, you will not be interested in who and what they are, and therefore won't develop strength with them. So I'm all for it. I say Supercell, boom. I give it a 10 out of 10. You'll enjoy it. Especially if you like superheroes, and people just finding themselves. But you will be disappointed that they don't get past only 6 episodes. So there's a lot of mystery to discover.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll get more story in the next run of things. Hoping not piecemealing them into another 6 episodes, but definitely check it out and be there, because they also, they kind of put a halt on the superhero stuff as Marvel has kind of floundered and DC's kind of struggling. So they put a halt on the old guard. We also know that the failure of Jupiter's Legacy, put all of the stuff that who's that guy Mark Miller was doing. So thankfully this got another season, and hopefully we'll get to see it soon. And also see the old guard, which is not related to this, but they say they're shooting again. So anything else?
Nope. Spin Rock?
Out.
Okay. That's it for the day.